Alright, this should be going live. Probably. Possibly. Potentially. Let's see if it worked. Fingers crossed. Alright. Fingers crossed still. Man, we're crossing them fingers. Alright, this should be going live. There we go. I hate how sometimes YouTube doesn't update me on when I've actually started. It just still says we're waiting on me, even though you're not. Hello, friends! Chasing Rainbows saying Prostegma sucks. That's what Jeremy told me. I could agree. Dude, Age of Mythology, bad game. Bad game. No one plays it. How's everybody doing today? We have a pretty simple format for you today. Not a whole lot to explain, which is kind of nice. It's just a regular tournament, regular rules, except we have moderate funds instead of large. And the minimum count for unit models is 200 instead of 300. Otherwise, all the rules are the same. We still follow fruit rules, and it's nice and simple. And we have our first semifinal with Xiphos versus Caradoc. Almost forgot what clan Xiphos was for a moment. That would have been interesting. Alright, Anticity's here. What up? Tournament where Skaven can actually be good and I couldn't make it in time. Chosen One, no! No! There will be others. There will be others. Skaven Civil War Part 2 Campaign Unit Edition? Maybe. On the other side of the bracket, Anticity waits. He hungers for flesh. Sorry, I missed something. Alright. Sorry, I messed up the players. I can get back to that. Anticity does wait on the other side of the bracket. I can take you there for a second. Left screen. Whee! And he is waiting for the winner of Evenstar and AIMA Rusty. I think we can all agree that that is an uphill battle for Rusty. But maybe he can. Evenstar, very, very strong player. If my memory serves, he won the Warhammer World Cup, I think. And now that I've said that out loud on stream, I am doubting myself. But I think he did. I haven't seen him play in a very long time, so this could be interesting. I believe Jeremy was talking to me about it, but Evenstar versus Anticity would be a very hype matchup if he does defeat Rusty. But if Rusty defeats Evenstar, I'll actually be sad I didn't see that on stream. That'd be a hell of an upset. But on the other side, we have Odium Xiphos and Caradoc. Caradoc beat Hadries and Dr. Jellyfish to get here, two very good players. And Xiphos beat GGX Sylvan, who I have never played with, I don't think, so I have no idea about them, and Schwerkosm, who is quite a good player. I believe they're VM as well. So ODM Xiphos running the VM gauntlet at the moment. Anyway, I'll take you back to the game where I did an oopsie. I hadn't changed the funds to medium yet. I was busy talking to you guys, and they were like, hey, change the funds. So, all right. So Xiphos, I think I mentioned it out loud, but he went Wood Elves, banning Bretonia and Greenskins, and it looks like Caradoc's going to go Lizardman. So this is a matchup we have seen many times, but the funds are lesser. And I'm trying to think who that would benefit. I mean, if there's less money on the map, there's less chaff for the Wood Elves to snipe. And they hate chaff. I don't think the Lizardmen would take less of their carry tools, because you do kind of need your Slann. Double Solar Engine's really good. You need those. And if there's less stuff between the Wood Elf Archers and those Solar Engines, I'm sure the Wood Elves will be happy. And the Wood Elves don't mind giving up their chaff as much, I don't think. Which would make me think maybe the Lizardmen should rush this? Because I think, I mean, if I was guessing, I don't know what Xiphos is going to do. I could look at his build, but that'd be boring for speculation's sake. Xiphos is probably just going to cut as much of his front line as he can and keep his Way Watchers and or Deepwood Scouts or Glade Guard. Don't see him cutting those. He's probably just going to kite infinitely. Have 1 or 2 Dryads, 1 or 2 Eternal Guard, maybe some Glade Riders with Spears, but that's my guess there. Drycha's still a cheap lord who's also a caster. Probably just get her. No other heroes? Trying to think. Probably no other heroes. Arrows of Kurnos aren't that good versus Lizardmen. I mean, they're good. Of course they're good. It's just, when you only have moderate funds, it can be expensive. Anticity spitting some wisdom in the chat. So the way I've been thinking about it is imagine unit caps removed and you could bring 30 units. And everything's easier to micro. That's interesting. I'm a little confused. Is that how you're thinking about the moderate funds? Huh. And yeah, I agree with Chosen One. Let's do 30 units. Skaven would be very happy. Yeah, Chosen One, I'm a little confused too. I'm confused if that's a different tournament idea or if you're thinking about this one. Okay, you're thinking about this one. Unit caps were removed. And you could bring 30 units. It hits different. It's Chaff City. I did not play in this myself. I really wanted to, but I started making a lemon cake about 2 hours before the stream, and I thought that would be plenty of time to finish it. And then it was going to come out of the oven, and I needed to ice it. So it was going to come out of the oven right before the tournament would start, and I was just like, pass. All right. For Xiphos' army, it looks like Anticity is a little bit... Xiphos' army is what Anticity was predicting. So we have the Dryads, Eternal Guards across the front line. We have Blade Singers in the back, 2 Glade Riders with Spears, and only 2 Archers, both of which are Glade Guard and Starfire Shafts. So Anticity's saying Chaff City. And he would be right about this one. But I was right about Drycha. Pendulum and Melkoths for her. And on the other side, we have Lord Mazdamundi on his toilet seat. We have an Ark of Sotek, a Saurus box with 2 spears and 2 maces, and then we have 4 Pterodon riders. This could be a little concerning for Xiphos. Fireleech Bolas, regular. Fireleech Bolas, and regular again. So if they get on top of these Starfire Shafts and just drop their bombs on them, I'd say 2 bombs apiece could easily take them out, because even if you try to dodge, that's just a lot of bombs. It'll whittle you down enough that they could get routed off, and then with no aerial pressure left after those 2 things are routed off, the Fireleech Bolas could easily just shoot Dryads all game. The regular ones could shoot the Blade Singers, and then your Saurus could win. All right, I think the Lizardmen have a big advantage here. It's officially what I'm going with. Alright. And we're off to the races. Lizardmen don't really have to advance with anything besides the Pterodons. They're attacking as it is. Well, let's see what the Wood Elves do. They don't have a lot to lock those Pterodons in place. Melkoths can slow them down a bit for these Archers, but I do think they're just going to go straight for the Archers and really punish them. Fireleech Bull is actually doing good work on Eternal Guard just on the approach. Alright. That's new. Archers are going to turn and fire. Looks like they zoned off some of these Pterodons for the moment. Do they have Firewolves moving? Oh wow, they might. Okay. I didn't even know that about Glade Guard. They're not 360, so I guess it never really mattered, but damn. So them just rotating kind of turns them into a weird pseudo 360. Ooh, the first rock drop misses. That is critical. That is going to be pretty bad from Caradoc here. Looks like... Oh, another rock drop misses. That is going to be tough. This one doesn't hit. Apotheosis overcasted by Mazdamundi. It looks like he didn't take any damage for that. Now the basic Fireleech Bolas and arrows coming in are dealing with these Glade Guards, so maybe it's not all for naught when they missed those initial bombs, but that is going to be a crucial mistake here, I think, in this game. And Xiphos realizes that this position might be a little doomed as his front line advances before waiting around and just waiting for this all to go to shit. That rock drop got a little bit of poke in, and you can see now both Glade Guard are about to break. And the Wood Elves want to start the melee fight as quickly as possible before the Pterodons can just follow them around the map and do whatever they please. Now you see Caradoc is going to pull away with his Lizardmen. No reason to take the fight. He's kind of waiting for this Air Force to win the back line. And here we go. This is exactly the moment the Lizardmen are waiting for. Both Glade Guard break. They can now be followed off the map. You might want to conserve your ammo instead of shooting them at this point. Just follow them in the air. Don't go into melee, otherwise these Glade Riders with spears will pick you up, but also don't waste your ammo on the Glade Guard. But maybe time is of the issue. That would be a perfect thing if he could keep running away, but it looks like the melee fight is about to kick off, and these Blade Singers will destroy the Saurus Warriors. Now they're netted. I expect to see a Banishment or Ruination of Cities right here. A Banishment is coming in. That is a good Banishment. And Ruination of Cities is coming in. Ooh, these Blade Singers could get slaughtered. And it looks like Pterodons are also going to be right behind them. Ooh. Yeah, that is a big play from the Lizardmen. They're off to a decisive early advantage. One Glade Guard did come back. It looks like the Pterodons are going to go into melee with them. If these Glade Riders can be grabbed and gotten onto them, they will probably kill that entire Pterodon unit. But the poor Blade Singers are kind of what the Wood Elves needed to clear out all these Saurus. And now they don't have that. The Ark of Sotek is a pseudo-Mortis engine. It's going to clear out as many infantry as it wants, and as long as Mazda Mundi doesn't die, he will be largely fine. Now, a good Pendulum comes in, does about half health on 2 Saurus units. That is very nice. But both the Archers, again, were compromised, and the Glade Riders are a little bit forgotten at this moment. Hey, real human being, good to have you. It's been a while. It's been a while. Oh, that's sad. There's a fly in my water. That makes me sad. Oh. Anyway. Wood Elves are certainly in a bad spot at this point as the Ark of Sotek's just running around, clearing out all of its chaff that it wants to. And maybe on this side, the Saurus are having a tough time. Somehow these Blade Singers have hung on, but, I mean, the aerial superiority, the ranged advantage. Xiphos is going down pretty quickly. Though, have I spoken too soon? This rear charge from these Spear Riders will be a leadership bomb. These Saurus are definitely going to break. What about these Spears? Oh, if the Wood Elves can get that leadership to be negative, that would be huge for them. So they're down to 1 Saurus unit that isn't routing on the whole map. Can the Wood Elves drag this back? Drychad's a decent melee combatant. And this Ark of Sotek is slowly getting whittled down by those spears. Glade Riders could chase off these Saurus, make sure they don't come back. Pterodons are running a little low on ammunition, and they're not the best melee combatants. Dretch is putting a hurt down on this Ark of Sotek. Can Xiphos drag this back? No. Can he? Ooh, a late game rock drop here from the Fire Leech Bolos. That's pretty nice. But now Mazda Mundi is also surrounded by spears. The Ark of Sotek is charging in. And proper Cav micro should make sure that no Saurus come back to the fight after broken. In fact, these guys are also quite low. I wouldn't hate for these Glade Riders. These Glade Riders have to get involved somewhere. They either need to run over there or come rear charge these guys, but they need to do something. Mazda Mundi's overcasting a net. I'm a little curious what for. That is a big expenditure of mana this late in the game, especially when you could be using those for apotheoses on you or your dinosaur. It looks like a banishment coming in. Okay. I respect that. That's a decent play. They're a little spread out. I don't know about the value of it, but I see what he was trying to do there. Glade Riders with spears are trying to recharge the Saurus Warriors, but now without a front line, the Saurus Warriors will just turn around and start karate chopping down those Glade Riders. Second Ruination of Cities has also come out, routing off a lot of this Wood Elf chaff. But the Wood Elves are still doing okay in the balance of power, especially with Drycha around. Lord Mazda Mundi is quite low. Is it literally just Drycha that's holding up this balance of power? Good lord. I mean, we still have 4 Pterodon units, though they're all almost out of ammo and they won't beat Drycha in melee. Still decently healthy Saurus unit. I mean, 1/5 HP, but comparing it to all the Wood Elf units, it's the healthiest infantry unit on the map here. Drycha's trying to slow down Mazda Mundi with Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. She's running forward. She has enough of her buffs popped from her health being this low that she actually has 73 melee attack. And just buffing up these Glade Riders with Spears. Okay, she gets a rear charge on him. He gives himself Apotheosis for the Fear debuff and for some healing, obviously. But Drycha did try to get in there. Some Eternal Guard, some Dryads are coming to help out. But that's all the Wood Elves have left on this map. They are very far behind on the balance of power. Maybe if Drycha could turn around and hit this Arc of Sotek. But ooh, the sneaky snakes are coming out. And that's going to kill all of Drycha's support. And that will be the end of her. Most likely. Alright. Game 1. To the Lizardmen. Rusty must be giving Evenstar some hell, though. They're still playing. They've been playing for a hot minute. 1,000 value on Mazdamundi. Saurus all got under 400, so actually, whatever Xiphos' plan was, whether it was the Blade Singers or just the nice cycle charging or rear charging from the Glade Riders, he actually traded up into Saurus really well. But Pterodons ruled the skies, got some good value on the Fireleech Bolas especially, and the Arc of Sotek did great. For Xiphos, Drycha did amazingly. His infantry tried their best, but struggled. Blade Singers got bombed to death. Yeah. It was a tough go. GG, well played. Alright, I gotta change the map and get the blocker up. Pillar Bone, Southern Chaos Waste, the Lost Crater. Alright. Map set. Lost Crater next. Well, that might be confusing. Caradoc. Pick 1, ban 2. And I will type myself the Lost Crater just in case I need it. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Blocker time? Blocker time. Oh yeah, and there's a dead fly in my water, which is great, so I have to go replace that. BRB! Wait. I'm back. I missed anything? What's going on? Ugh. Ryan G, one thing that was never covered in your Skaven interview, when to use sensor bearers and is the ROR worth it? We kind of talked about them a little bit, but you're right, not a ton. We didn't try to go through every Skaven unit, we just answered the questions people asked, so if no one asked about sensor pairs, then we didn't really talk about it. Chosen One, you're still in the chat. Beastmen for Caradoc. Ban VC and Dark Elves. Okay. Chosen One, if you're still in the chat, you can take a whack at that. My personal opinion on sensor bearers is they can be nice. I think it was Hadri's that was talking about it, but they can be nice the Vampire Coast matchup in case they take Sirens against you. They can kind of possibly be nice in the Vampire Counts matchup with the ROR sensor bearers because of their AoE ITP aura. Outside of that, they struggle. Because of the same thing I talked about with Queek's item, the item where he lowers armor. The item where he lowers his opponent's armor and then 5 melee defense. It's like, okay, cool. You're lowering the armor around yourself in an AoE, but you yourself do amazing armor-piercing damage, and your entire roster does amazing armor-piercing damage, so why do you need to lower the armor? And why I even mention that is Plague Monk Censer Bearers kind of do the same thing, in that they do melee magic damage and melee armor piercing, and they themselves are super low armored, right? So what are the most common spells in this whole game at the moment? Burning Head. Burning Head, definitely. Spirit Leech is also very common. Fireball's common. Banishment is on so many lords and it's bound. So you're going to put this expensive, low-armored infantry unit into combat, and it's just going to get Burning Headed and killed, to provide armor-piercing magic damage, which your most common tool, Poison Wind Globes, already does. That was a long, rambly way of answering that. So the situation where they're useful is rare. Now, they can be useful, like against the... Oh, they're also good against greenskins because they have a leadership debuff on their melee attack, and they do okay versus stone trolls. Yeah, that kind of thing. But the matchups where they will be good is when your globes are going to be in deep shit anyway. Like the Vampire Counts and Vampire Coast matchup, they're going to get summoned on, right? Or shot. If Coast is going to shoot you or if they're going to rush you, they're either going to get summoned on or shot. So they're probably not going to be alive most of the game. And the Vampire Counts matchup, they're not going to be throwing for a lot of the game. Which is why the Censer Bearers, you can summon on top of them and they'll keep swinging. So it can work. But that'd be my opinion on it, is they're a little fragile at this point to the meta spells because of their low armor. You can use them versus Northscar or Chaos. ROR is not bad, but they're a big target for all the spells and nukes. Vampire Counts sadly have Scab's Grace, so they're not that good there. Yeah, that's a good point, Chosen One. Best versus Northscar was Zap to only stop Burning Head from one-shotting them. Yeah. So Chosen One and I had slightly different answers, but the message is the same, that they're very weak to super meta, super common spells at the moment. And they're just expensive. If they had a magic resist, they'd be okay. Not like a physical resist, because they're fine. Oh. Yeah, sorry. Dealing with some stuff. Okay. If we don't mind to keep talking about them, do you think they're overpriced at their current cost? Honestly, yeah. Chosen One kind of touched on that. He didn't talk about the cost, but his comment is what I was going to say. They're actually pretty good, but Burning Head exists. So they're appropriately costed. It's just everyone's bringing what they're good against. I mean, what's good against them right now, right? Because where they would be good if ethereals were better and ethereals were more common, or if armored elite infantry were more common on the factions that are going to stop your globes. But we're in a meta right now with like a bunch of chaff, so them having horrific armor, because what is it? Isn't it like 15? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad armor. The chaff is going to slowly whittle them down. So in the current meta, you want elite infantry to be tanky so they can kill a lot of chaff without taking damage themselves. And plague monks are actually meant to kill things stronger than themselves and die in the process. They're not meant to fight a bunch of crap. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is I think they're appropriately costed. We're just not in the meta for them, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like saying the Dread Saurian costs too much. That's actually a good example. It's kind of like saying the Dread Saurian costs too much, which I don't think it does. It's just the Dread Saurian is really good at killing one large target quickly without infantry support. And we're in a meta where not a lot of people bring one large target for you to kill. And if they do, they're just going to kite you and surround you in that chaff we talked about earlier. So the Dread Saurian's meta, where it would be one of the most broken pieces of, one of the most broken units in the entire game, would be if for some reason it was meta to spam 3 single entity monsters every matchup, and then the Dread Saurian would crush. Right. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. 10 armor, 20% physical resist, and not that much HP. Yeah. It's not that great. On the other side, by the way, it looks like Beastman versus Brett is going to be our matchup on the Southern Chaos Wastes. I thought Brett was pretty bad into Beastman, so I'm going to be curious what Zyphos brings here. Again, I haven't looked at their builds. I've been talking to you guys. All right. Caradoc still thinking. So, hubby, when is that stream coming? Man, some of my more veteran viewers in like Jeremy and Cyrus are pushing pretty hard for me to play this, like, what is it? Panzer Modell. It's a tank dating simulator. So you're dating anime girls that turn into a tank, and they're pushing pretty hard for this, and I've been passively resisting. To the best of my Minnesotan ability, I've tried all the ways of politely saying no. Ryan G, did you see the stats for the Cathay Jade Warrior? Expos. 80 armor, 160 range. I think those are those crossbow. It's the Choco News. It's their crossbow unit, I think. Yeah. I mean, they'll be cool. Choco News, the real life version of what they're based on, are one of my favorite units in, I don't want to say all of history, but ancient history for sure. They're pretty sick. They don't turn into tanks, they are tanks. When I looked it up, I saw a lot of anime girls. So, are they tanks? And I'm not calling you old, I meant that you have been around my channel the longest, Mr. Jeremy. You, Hank Cyrus, have been around for a really long time. Real Human Beings been around for a really long time. Butcherbird was there at the start, at the beginning. Hammond's been around for quite a while. But we're chilling. Hot tub stream while playing Panzer models, immediately trending on YouTube. Caradoc's taking his time. He's thinking about it. Anime girls are tanks. Anime is a mixed bag. I do enjoy some anime. Some of it I really get confused. But I have a good time. I have a good time watching it with my brother usually. Leadership's about 16 less than Quarrelers. They're actually very similar to Empire crossbows if they had armor. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I feel like shielded and armored archers on paper look really good, and then for some reason don't usually feel that special. Like, I've been playing a lot of Dark Elves recently. Dark Elf, Dark Shards with shields still like trade okay into Peasant Bowmen, meaning that like the super cheap Peasant Bowmen kind of trade up. It feels like. Pretty sure I was your second sub when you were commanded on the Nurgle King of the Hill. I wasn't ranking them, I was just noting who was around. Ah, fucking rip. If anybody's watching League of Legends Worlds, day 3 is over, and I'm a sad rat. Alright. They are also ships. Fucking Cyrus. You buggers. Oh, hey, did Anticity got his opponent? It's Even Star. Alright, let's do this. We're going. It is 549 for the Beastmen versus 932 for Bretonia. We have 3 Mounted Yeoman Archers, one of which is the Words of Montfort, the Poison ROR version. Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Realm, backline of Men-at-Arms, front line of Peasant Bowmen, and 1 Damsel of Life with just Earthblood, literally nothing else. And King Lewin. This is the pretty much King Lewin's going to carry you build. On the other side, we have 4 Razorgore Pigs, 2 Centaurs with Throwing Axes, one of which is the ROR Grog Hooves. We have 3 Ungor Spears, Morgur the Shadowgave with his double Chaos Spawn summon, Bray Shaman of Wilds with Traderkin and Vile... Wait, Bray Scream. 1 Manticore, not 2. 1 Manticore, not 2. Gotcha. I'm pretty sure I'm older than at Real Human Being in real life, yes? Jeremy, you're like 73 years old. Wait, no. Real Human Being said you're 73 to Jeremy. Wait, nope. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying the words right. Real Human Being is 73 years old. And it's I can confirm it. It's true. It's the biggest true there is. Alright. Players are still readying up. Let's do this. Can Xiphos stay in? He will have to win the next 2 in a row if he wants to win this series. King Lewin, how hard can you carry? I was going to say with no ranged for the Beastmen, Lewin might just want to go kill that Manticore straight up, but I forgot there were 2 Throwing Axes here. Mounted Yeoman Archers will trade pretty well into Centaurs with Throwing Axes. I think they have better range. Yeah, they have way better range and arrows versus Throwing Axes. So that could be pretty good for them. I got a text. Is that important? Okay. Oh. Spearmen are almost getting on top of these Mounted Yeoman Archers. Xiphos is going to back away. And it looks like the Throwing Axes are rotating to keep Lewin off of that Manticore. I like the Bretonian build, though. If they can avoid Traderkins. Which is hard to do. It is a point-and-click spell. If you were that old, you wouldn't know how to use Discord. Hey, my friend is a very young man, and he doesn't know how to use Discord either. Some of us are just slow. Jeremy, the average Skaven is old at like 7 years old, I think. So I don't know. Because Queek was like 8 when he fought Belegar Ironhammer in the end times. Oh, it was Thorgrim that killed him. And when he fought Thorgrim, his biggest problem was he was older and slower than he thought than he was used to. And Queek's only like 7 or 8. Anyway. Alright. I haven't been talking about the skirmishing much because there's not too much to talk about. Mounted Yeoman Archers are throwing their arrows into some Ungor Spearmen with shields, which is, I mean, not the targets they want, but it's probably the targets they're going to get. And they are down to about half health. Maybe if Lewin charged them a little bit or something, he could rout them off. But for now, it looks like the archers are now going to start firing at the Grog Hoofs. If they take out models, that's really good. If they don't take out models, they're just going to regen up. But nice to get that elite unit out of the way. And Lewin's been doing some nice little cycle charging. Edge of the map is coming up quick, though, so the Bretonnians are going to have to kind of shit or get off the pot here. And it looks like Xiphos will drag them out this way, which is good. Because if you're kiting back and you just keep going straight, you eventually run into a wall, and that's a real big problem. Lewin taking another opportunistic charge, but this might be a little bold. He is going to get surrounded by Razor Gores here, and he could have trouble getting off the ground. Ooh, with Foeseeker, he gets increased speed, and he pushes back through the lighter infantry rather than trying to run out where the Razor Gores could potentially catch him. That was a nice little play. Knights of the Realm going to charge up onto these Ungor Spearman herds, and due to the Cav Beta, take almost no damage in reply, which is nice for them. And this Manticore could be very overextended. It looks like these archers aren't going to shoot him. Instead, they are going to shoot into Centaurs. But oh no, the Lifecaster! Go, Lewin, go! Save her! Also, Knights of the Realm could probably be pulled up at this point. Maybe Xiphos is a little worried that'll be an overcommitment that could be punished by these Razor Gores. Manticore takes a ton of damage from Lewin and the archers in his rampage. It looks like we have a Traderkin coming down, most likely. No, stand your ground from Lewin. There's the Traderkin coming down on the other side. One Knights of the Realm unit is going to get caught up in that, but that's honestly not the worst thing in the world, as Lewin is trading very effectively up here. Along with his archer support, the Bretonnians are actually doing quite well here, and the Beastmen are having a very tough time. On the far side, Razor Gore herds finally get on top of some Knights of the Realm, the exact unit they want to be fighting, but Xiphos is pulling away. Maybe he can escape and just let the chaff deal with that. First Chaos Spawn Summon comes down. It looks like it was the intentional one popping up behind good old Lewin. Lewin is routing off a bunch of things on the front, but the Chaos Spawn are unbreakable, and they fail to pin him in. Instead, they get a little distracted fighting some men-at-arms. That could be huge, letting Lewin get out of here, otherwise he might have been in big trouble. A rear charge from Knights of the Realm on top of the Brave Shaman of Wilds. Definitely trying to take him out, get rid of the Traderkin so that your last two Knights of the Realm units that haven't been deleted maybe can get some good value in this game. Lewin's charging back in, trying to get a rear charge here, and these pigs are rampaging, but mostly their leadership is just going very, very low, as now peasant mobs are getting in behind them, and Xiphos is really putting on a clinic of how to try to fight this very bad matchup for Bretonnia. Now, he has been having trouble getting any damage onto these key characters here, but he's routed off a lot of the chaff. Is that another Traderkin? Another Traderkin comes in, hits another Knights of the Realm unit. That is going to be pretty bad. This Damsel of Life should be spam casting Earthblood onto them, try to keep models up and alive. Second Chaos Spawn Summon comes out by taking out, I believe that was a Peasant Mob unit, maybe a Men-at-Arms unit. And that is very good. That's good for Bretonnia. It's way away from their knights. It's way away from Lewin. It can't really pen him in. It's surrounded by infantry. That's good. That's a good use. Hopefully, for the Bretonnians' sake, it will just run out far away from him, and everything will be fine. Mounted Yeoman archers are now getting caught by Centaurs, but they're about out of ammo. Xiphos doesn't really have a ton of use for them left. And oh no, the Chaos Spawn are coming! These infantry need to go fight them. Let Lewin keep fighting these single entities. He's doing great. Where's the Lifecaster? She's over here. She's safe. Bretonnia is very far ahead at this point. Balance power is a little in their favor, and that's with a full health Chaos Spawn Summon. Ooh, beautiful rear charge coming in on these Knights of the Realm. That is going to crump them down, immediately get rid of them. The Grog Hooves are also very low, and I think Xiphos will take us to a Game 3, fighting the dreaded matchup that some folks said could not be won. And that was beautiful. That was a nice game. It was Mestifel. 1,800 value on Lewin. Peasant mobs actually paying for themselves, which is a shock. Knights of the Realm did well. I mean, some of them got Traderkin to death, so they did fine. Mounted Yeoman archers all paid for themselves, which is good. Morgar and his caster did well comparatively. The rest of his army did have a tougher time, and these pigs... Now, Razor Gores can do really well into Bretonnia, but Xiphos just handled them really well. That was nice. Winner picks 3, bans 1. And the map's the Lost Crater. So Xiphos. Okay. Now, I'm sure there's some degeneracy in chat I'm going to have to address, but for now, I'll just update the scores. Okay. We were all too high on Warpstone to remember what the real figure is, Jeremy. That does make sense. Hey, I'm not a Warpstone dealer. I'm a Warpstone manufacturer. You're buying straight from the source. How's Warpstone never been street slang for like heroin or something? I don't know. It is kind of catchy. Diversified revenue streams. Start calling the cocaine you sell Warpstone. I don't sell cocaine. I make it. I make everything. No. I don't sell anything at the moment. Except for, I guess, the book. Board game soon, but not yet. It's coming. It's coming. Eventually. Zyphus going Dark Elves, Beastmen, and Vampire counts, banning Wood Elves. Huh. Caradoc has already played Beastmen and Lizardmen. Gosh, that's tough. Without Beastmen, Lizardmen, or Wood Elves, top 3 factions are pretty much out. Bretonia's countered by Beastmen, but we saw... Maybe that's not that bad. If Caradoc's confident he can do what Zyphos just did, he could go Bretonia, ban Vampire counts. Or he could just go Bretonia, ban Beastmen anyway, and then Dark Elves and Vampire counts. Dark Elves is favored for you, Vampire counts is even. You don't make a good Panzer model stream, though? I'm sorry. Also, of course, they're all... Of course all these anime girls are in high school. Of course they are. Because it's... They just have to be, apparently. They just have to be. I don't know what the fascination with high school is in Japan, but it's questionable. Ew. Caradoc going Vampire counts, banning Dark Elves. So it's either the Vampire count mirror. Jeremy, it's the Vampire count mirror. It's either the Vampire count mirror or Beastmen and a Vampire counts, which is pretty bad for the Beastmen. Did I design this tournament format to make Skaven top tier again? Seeing as how I haven't seen them on stream yet, I doubt they're top tier, but sure. Are Ent and Evenstar waiting for this to end to play theirs? Yes. Yes, they should. Because on the challenge page, they don't have maps. It just says semifinals on stream. So unless they're making up their own maps and directly ignoring it, I think they're waiting. Zyphos hovering Beastman. He's not going for the counts mirror. Rusty, how did the games go? You were the one fighting Evenstar. Did Zyphos end up picking Beastman? I didn't see a chat. Just thinking. VC mirror. VC mirror. VC mirror. Yeah, they could be good. I do think Skaven would be fun in this format. Like I said, I wanted to play in it, but I got busy making lemon cake, which is slang for drugs, bro. But I didn't host this tournament specifically for that. We had a poll between the Next and Civil War series, Ogre Units Allowed, AI Ally, the Wind of Magic tournament that we did yesterday, Moderate Funds, and Stop Trying to Be Fun, just do a normal series tournament. And top 2 vote getters were the 2 tournaments we did this week, and it turned out to be the Winds of Magic and Moderate Funds. The chosen one came in the 11th hour and tried to do... He cast his vote for the normal tournament, bringing it to a 3-way tie, but I had already closed the poll at that point, and I didn't want to deal with a 3-way tie, so I just pretended I didn't see that. Teehee. Zyphos opting into the Beastmen. Alright. No VC mirror for you, chat. Well, Evenstar is a world champ, so it's okay, Rusty. You did great. Your first best of 3 is versus Nina, 2-1. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Glad you got some wins on the board. I don't know why my energy's feeling low today. It was yesterday too. Just felt like my stream was pretty low energy, which made me sad. Is Logic still going? I know his best of 7 was having some lag issues. Oh, he's chilling. It's hard to tell if it's done or not. Looks like Blackthorn has to go soon, so I think it's done. I don't know. Oh, Caradoc's ready. Zyphos is not yet. He's working on it. He's chilling. Get up, do some push-ups and star jumps. 14 people ain't bad. Yeah. No, I just meant my energy was low. Like, chilling. Not as up and go-gettery. I suppose last night Grace was trying to sleep because she's been feeling sick. I don't have that excuse today. She's just out there on the couch watching Bob's Burgers. Vibing. I've been meaning to do some more streams of me playing games. It's been a while. Just been busy. Just been busy. In fact, after this, I gotta take the dog for a run, and then I gotta go into work tonight. That's why I'm streaming during this part of the day, is going into work tonight because I need a machine that they're currently using. Because I gotta get my sugars assay up and running. So I'll go in the middle of the night when all the people are asleep and fix their machines while they're gone. It's kind of neat. Working on an assay officially titled Leaky Gut, which is an attractive title for an assay, but essentially the idea is people have a condition sometimes where their stomach has a hole in it and they don't know about it, either due to stomach acid being too acidic or injury or something like that. But if it's a super small hole, you wouldn't notice. And so what we do to test is carbon normally has 12. It has a molecular weight of 12, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, that kind of thing. Okay, now I'm paranoid. That's not right. Hold on. Is it just 12 protons? It's been a while. No, it just has 6 protons. Okay, good. I got paranoid. On stream, like when you're talking to people, you get really paranoid and you just can't remember anything. So yeah, carbon has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, molecular weight of 12, and there's like 1 in a million carbon molecules have an extra neutron. It's never an extra proton because that would make it an entirely different element, but they have an extra neutron. So that's C13. It's just heavier than normal. But it occurs so rarely in nature that what we do is we take a bunch of it that we made, like we crafted this carbon under conditions to attach that extra neutron, and then it's totally safe. It's inert. It happens all the time in nature. We never notice it in our bodies. It's fine. But we give that to the patient in a ratio, in like we have them drink a milkshake kind of thing, and in there are those carbon 13s in a ratio of like 1 to 10, so way higher than natural. And then what we do is we observe blood samples from the patients over the course of 10 hours. Like we take one right away for a baseline, give them the slurry, 2 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. And then we run those. And if you see an uptick in the C13s in your blood, we know you have that leaky gut syndrome and there's a hole in your stomach somewhere and the doctors need to do something about it. So I'm working that out right now. Someone came up with that idea. And they're like, hey, this is a cool idea. Neat. I don't know what to do with that. So then they hand it to me and they say, you make it happen. And I got to figure out what to do because I get a vial of blood and they're just like, in this blood, find carbon 13s. And that's my entire job. So that's my project right now, is figuring out the leaky gut test. Because the doctors want it, and they know how to get patients, and they know how to get blood. We just have to figure out where the C13s are in that blood. And it's pretty easy to find. I can just distill down their blood and run it through a mass spectrometer and find the C13s and be like, there it is. We just have to quantify it. It's interesting. It's just slow. How does this relate to mayo? Because mayonnaise has blood too. Mayonnaise is a living creature, and the fact that you eat it slowly, piece by piece, makes you a monster! You're a monster! How dare you? Human Boy is a warlock engineer IRL too. Real human being, it's good to know you're not paranoid. Also, we are chillin'. I am concerned. Zyphos has had a stroke. I am concerned. I'm a chemical engineer, but your chemistry knowledge isn't great. Yeah. I will say there are times when someone at work like asks me a vague chemistry question and then I don't know it and they're like, why don't you know it? You're a chemist. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's like asking a biologist, you know, what's the diet of an African tree frog? Is it bugs or is it fruit? And if the biologist doesn't know, it's like, well, then you're not a real biologist. It's like, motherfucker, there's a million planets. Like, not a million planets. Well, there are a million planets, but that's not what I'm talking about. There are like millions and millions of animals on this planet. All right, I'm a biologist. I don't know all of them by heart. Same thing with chemistry. I got a chemistry degree, but that just means I know the tools to learn things about chemicals. It doesn't mean I know everything about every single chemical. Real human being, I like that. Just taste the blood and see if you can taste C13. Yeah, that's perfect. I see no problem with that. Cyrus, you're working with magnetic tracers. It's pretty fun. What are those? I don't know. You're limited by YouTube chat, but do your best. Because I have no idea what that is. Sounds cool. Jeremy, you're a technical specialist. This means you have a very particular set of skills. Are you Liam Neeson? Chemo engineering is more to do with thermodynamics, mass, and energy and balance, etc. I see. I don't remember being very fond of thermodynamics. I honestly don't remember being that fond of chemistry, though. I finished it out because it's a college degree and I wanted a job, but mostly I'm interested in making board games and writing books and shit. It's just... that's not the most profitable venture to base your entire life around, so I thought I'd get a real job and do it on the side. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. Alright, for Zyphos' build, we have 2 Centaurs, the Throwing Axis, Bug, Brute, Behemoth, Torax, the Brass Bull, Brave Shaman of Wilds with just Traderkin, and 2 Gore Herds, 1 Gore Spearman Herd. Very simple, small build for the Beastmen. On the side of the Warriors of Chaos, we have 2 Crypt Horrors, 2 Vargulfs, 1 Necromancer, with Rod of Corruption, well, not Rod of Corruption, that's Skrulk's thing. Forbidden Rod, Raise Dead, Van Hell's Dance, Macabre Invocation to Heck. And then we have Helman Gorse with just Gaze of Nagash, and its Mortis Engine effect. The Dire Pack, other than that, Zombies and Skeleton Spearmen. I am concerned about the Beastmen. I'm concerned about the Beastmen's staying power here. Because I've seen, unfortunately, on this patch, too many games of the Beastman, Blood Brute, Behemoth just fighting the endless fight against double Vargulfs that are getting healed up constantly. It doesn't go well. But we'll see. You're not saying you're Liam Neeson. I do work with a lot of engineers of various flavors, though. That's nice. Doing what? Hank Cyrus, you inject it close to a tumor to find lymphocytes you need to remove to look whether the tumor is spreading. It's more available in the radioactive alternative. Well, that's cool. So it's sort of useful in imaging. Nice, nice. I'm a man of many talents. I'm a man of a few talents, and I leverage them quite well. Oh, God, that hurts. Bloodbrute Behemoth takes a ton of freaking damage from those Overcast Gaze and Gash. This would be fine, but Crypt Horrors kind of carry this, to be honest. Oh. Interesting. You work as well. You do things at a cafe. I mean, job's a job. Throwing axes are going to throw into Gorst a bit. I mean, it's not new for the vampire counts not to have ranged, but this especially is a very kiteable build. There's only the Dire Pack for mobility at all. So I wouldn't hate it if Xiphos just kited this out. Ew, but the Bloodbrute Behemoth is kind of going to get caught up. These throwing axes really got to bail him out here. It looks like they'll start to, but Torax is going to dive straight in. All right. Okay. Oh, God. That's bold. It's ballsy. He has Brass Body. The Bloodbrute Behemoth is going to try to charge on the back, but I think that's it. Overcasted Gaze and the Gash coming in yet again, smoking that Bloodbrute Behemoth. This will be a big Traderkin. It'll hit this whole force, but this is looking really bad right now for the Beastmen. Dire Packet on top of the Bray Shaman. This infantry support needs to come up here. These throwing axes need to go do something, but it's looking a little dire. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Gores get trapped up on zombies. They will murder those zombies pretty quickly, but I don't think the Vampire Counts player wants their zombies alive. I think he just wants them to stop those Gores from showing up. Infantry support is finally here for the Beastmen. They will get behind Torax, but Torax and Bloodbrute are both at about half, while their opponents are very healthy and still getting healed up. These throwing axes need to get involved very quickly. They are going to fight the Dire Pack for a little bit. They will charge straight in, do some good damage over there. Torax is going to come help out, but Bloodbrute Behemoth needs to pull away and maybe go fight zombies for a little bit. Fight something else to get his regen, but not die. So that would be good. Dire Pack has been killed. That's the only mobility. Beastmen throwing axes should just run around and get all their ammo out at this point. There is no reason for the Beastmen to really invest in the melee fight until they're out of ammo. It's the horrors that are the difference. Yeah. I mean, they're good, strong chaff. Vargulfs are still pretty good, though. And they're all getting very healed up. Bloodbrute Behemoth is going to get caught up again on these Crypt Horrors. Takes a bit of damage. But it looks like he will get away okay. Throwing axes on the side. Looks like they're throwing at Skeleton Spearmen right now. It's not the ideal target. And Torax is again stuck into melee combat. Bloodbrute tries to come get him out, but he actually knocks over the Vargulf instead of doing any damage. Another Overcast Traderkin hits the entire Vampire Count's army, but it does do some overcast damage. Centaurs are going to pull away from these zombies, but that leaves Torax and the Bloodbrute all on their own. Against all this force, these throwing axes really have to get more aggressive. They have so much ammo left, and the fight is most of the way over, honestly. One way or the other. Throw, 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 you bastards. Throw, throw at something. Throw at the Necromancer. Throw it, help me Gorst. I don't give a shit. Bloodbrute is fighting okay against these Crypt Horrors. They are getting very low, even with all their healing. Torax is doing his best to fight. Bray Shaman Wilds gets to the top of the Necromancer. That's a good play there. This Gore Herd needs to be rallied back into the fight. Centaurs need to be throwing much more aggressively. It looks like they're trying to hit Helman Gorst in the middle of all this, and they do okay at that. Bloodbrute Behemoth gets on top of him. Okay, maybe the Beastmen can do this at this point. Bloodbrute is T-posing over Helman Gorst, asserting dominance. Asserting dominance. Asserting dominance. Dominance asserted. And he leaves. Torax breaks. Beastmen go very far down the balance of power. These throwing axes are still trying to really use their ammunition, but they're having a hard time of it. Now that they're throwing, Helman's taking a lot of damage, but it might be too little, it might be too late. Bloodbrute is still asserting dominance. Look at him asserting. Hey, he thinks about swinging. That was exciting. Alright. GG, well played. I run into the problems Xiphos had there with the Bloodbrute, I run into with the Dread Saurian a lot, where it gets physically within range of a target, and then it doesn't attack. It just, like, stutter steps for 25 years and then thinks about attacking. Helman Gorst got good value. Crypt Horrors did okay. Dire Pack died. And Vargulf did great. Good for them. Alright. Both players left. GG, well played. We'll get Anticity and Evenstar in here. There's Zyphos. I don't think... Oh, that's right. Anticity's not my friend. He just happens to find me most of the time. Okay, find your opponent. Evenstar. You are up. Let me know if you can't find. We need maps. Anticity's here. Let's do... Howdy, boss. What have I used in the tournament today? I already used Shimmer Sword. Okay. Oh, God. Did I use Oakenhammer yet? Nope. Mortis Wastes? Yep, used that one. Alpine Ridge, Langui. I haven't used any of the Carracks today. Alright, Carracks are good. They're pretty good maps. Carrack Booftar. Iron Sand Desert actually hasn't been used. And scroll. I'm avoiding Eshin to save it for the finals, so we'll do Karen Woods. Well, no, Karen Woods could get tricky. Hey, Evenstar found me. That's surprising. Altdorf Outskirts are the maps. Even Star starts. And I have to get the right map for these gentlemen. Carrack Boofta. Boom, boom. All right. Wah. I guess technically how you type that 0 is wag, but wah. 0 and I had a pretty fun best of 3 on Ent Ladder last night. It was very serious. We both took it extremely seriously. Everyone was serious. I don't know what you're implying. It was fine. It was fine. Stop asking about it. It was fine. We didn't get into a fight. God. It was fine. It wasn't fine. We're not friends anymore. He called me names. Hurt my feelings. Ooh, woo, hurt my feelings. Carrack Booftar, Iron Sand. Carrack, Iron Sand. Making a note of the maps. So I don't forget them. Dark Elves, ban Wood Elves and Beastmen. Anticity immediately goes for his beloved Vampire Coast. Alright. I would say that's a surprise, but it's not. I guess it is a surprise he even starts first picking Dark Elves, but I haven't seen him play in so long I actually don't remember what his mains are anymore. Human boy equals names. Yes. Ooh, this man is ready for Panzer models. God damn it, Cyrus. What are those picks? I don't know. Anticity picking Vampire Coast isn't anything new. It's just who he is. It's in his blood. but undead probably most. Dark Elf still. This feels like a bait from Evenstar. Baiting Anticity to play Vampire Coast is not that hard, and also, it's kind of like getting mauled by a bear, and you're like, don't worry, I slathered myself in honey, I'm baiting it. And it's like, yeah, you're baiting it, but you're still getting mauled by a bear. This is a dangerous proposition. A masterful bait. A master bait, even. Ha ha! Ha! Ha ha! Streamer boy walked right into that one. Ha ha! Streamer boy is idiot. IDK, why'd you go VP into Dark Elves? You keep it for first pick? I don't know. Anticity makes VP versus Dwarves look easy, though, so I'm just going to trust him on this one. Ola, I don't think I've seen you around, but welcome. Hey, Voidlaws is here. What up, Void? What's going on? Void, I didn't see you today. I saw a lot of VM. We had Schwerkosm, Rusky Jim, Caradoc, Tank. Where were you? What's going on? What's going on? All right, how are we doing here? Anticity's ready? That final versus Alfredino was really good, though. That was some of the best Warhammer content that's ever been produced. Welcome to the cult. It's turning into a bit of a cult. We're getting some cult vibes. So if YouTube and Twitch favor newer games, what the hell are the kids even playing these days? Cyrus is just sending me anime degeneracy. God. Fucking Cyrus. That's hilarious. Alright, they're into the game. Blocker's coming down. You might see me as Adrian229 on some of your streams, but for now you are on your sister's laptop. Gotcha. Alright, what's going on? Enemy troop count. So Anticity's... Is Anticity? No, sorry. Evenstar is the enemy. Anticity has 1,009 troops. Evenstar has sub 1,000. We have handgun mobs, deck gunners, handgun, deck gunners, handgun, 4 handguns, 3 deck gunners, 4 Anticity, 2 pistol mobs. Do I seriously have to do a fucking ranged model check on a moderate funds game? 1, 2, 3, 4... Yes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11, we're fine. Anticity, what are you doing? On the ground, is that Count Noctilus? No, it's a pistol fleet admiral, so 12. Wait, just being sure. 4, 12. We're good. It's the Anticity guns defend guns backline. We've missed it for so long, but it's back in action. We have Invocation of Heck and a zombie summon. Alright. We have a Supreme Sorceress of Fire lagging her brains out up there with just Fireball and Burning Head. 2 Repeater Crossbows, 1 Reaper Claw, Bolt Thrower, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, Dark Riders with Shields, another... So we have 2 Bolt Throwers, 1 Black Arc Corsair with Handbows, 2 Dark Riders with Repeater Crossbows. I don't love this from the Dark Elves. I don't love this build against what Anticity brought. I think all these guns are just going to walk up and shoot things to death, and the Reaper Claw Bolt Throwers are here for, like, crabs, and there's just not going to be anything for them to shoot. Maybe they can shoot the pistol bats. Maybe, but they'll have a hard time with that. I mean, yeah, even the caster's on foot. I don't think even starts build is bad. I think it's just ready for something that's not here. It's very ready to deal with the crabs, though. Fortnite, or is that old already? Dude, I wish. I was an early Fortnite. I got the beta back when you had to pay money to play it. Because it was going to be this like zombie survival thing where you built fortresses out in the wilds and you had to collect resources in a set amount of time and build a fort to survive waves of zombies. And then PUBG came out and the Fortnite creators were like, ooh, we could make money. And then abandoned their project and turned into whatever the fuck it is now. And I'm just sitting here with my beta copy like, you betrayed me. Fireball only manages to take out one deck dropper handgun. That's pretty good for Anticity. I mean, it looks like it could have gone through multiples, but didn't quite get there. PUBG's fun. Shooters are tough. I love Titanfall. Titanfall 1 and 2 were hype, but they're kind of dead for now. New game is 5D. Multi-dimensional chess. This Moderate Funds army is thick. Yeah. COD's pretty huge. No bloats. Yeah, Jeremy, I agree. No bloated corpses. 0 out of 10 build. If you don't love it, it's probably a good army. Bob, you're not wrong, but why do you hurt me? Oh, that's funny. Alright. Repeater crossbows are going to try to run out here. It looks like they might want to try to take a duel against these handguns, but the handguns get a pretty vicious first volley, and they're just going to retreat away. Bat models in general are hard to hit by ranged units, but especially when they're trying to dodge as well. And deck gunners are going to start getting in range. Once these deck gunners get in range of these Reaper bolt throwers, that's kind of the end of the line for the Dark Elves as far as range advantage goes. Because Anticity, if he wanted to, could cast Invocation on these deck gunners that are losing models, so they'll also be okay. Deck droppers with handguns are trying to run from this caster lord, but it looks like they're getting a little caught up on repeater crossbows while Anticity has to micro other things with his time. Burning Head comes in. It's going to delete those pole arms pretty nicely, but I don't think it'll hit anything else just yet. And Anticity's micro is getting taxed. It looks like Dark Riders are into the back line, but guns defend guns. They are getting shot very aggressively. Will be going down quite quickly. And it looks like Anticity for now is just going to ignore the bolt throwers, just going to let him shoot. That's fine. These Dark Riders are much more of a threat to him right now. Deck gunners, hand gunners, all focusing on those things, and just looks like wherever the Dark Elves enter this line, they're getting shot to pieces. Black Ark Corsairs with their little handbows are trying to get involved, and where's the caster? Where are her summons? Okay, I was really paranoid that she was way behind me there. Ah, there she is. Summons could be entering the field at any point. Don't really know there. Deck droppers are getting slowly chased down by the Supreme Sorceress of Fire, doing good work there. But as for the rest of the army, the Dark Elves are struggling. A lot of their cav has been deleted. And ooh, Supreme Sorceress of Fire is now getting point-blank shot by some deck gunners and some handguns. And it looks like Anticity's just tanking out the bolt throwers. He doesn't really care about them too much. These little skirmishing guys are trying to get into the melee fight where they will do well, but again, Anticity's just ignoring them. His strategy is just ignore things and shoot what he wants. That's been going pretty okay for him so far. Isn't this forest camping? Never mind. Not really. He's hiding behind the forest, not in it, but regardless. Alright, bounce power swings back for the Dark Elves now that some of the Vampire Coast guns have been shut down. But what's left on the map? Repeater crossbows. Yeah, they'll do well. Anticity's Lord is still pretty healthy. Ooh! Ooh, that is a lot of damage. Ow. Owie, owie. Okay, Supreme Source of Fire takes a ton of damage, and that could be a deciding point in this game. We will see. As the rest of the Dark Elf force does keep slowly pushing in. Dread Spears and Bleak Swords are performing well against all these gunner chaff. But Supreme Source of Fire still being poked. Black Ark Corsairs are running out of juice. What do we have left? Dark Elf Chaff is looking okay. One Repeater Crossbow is looking good. Their Lord is very low. But for Anticity, what do we even have? Gunnery Mob, a summon that is going away. Are you a summon? That looks like it's also a summon. A handgun. So a lot of the Vampire Coast stuff is gone. I'm just worried nothing can kill this Fleet Admiral. She can maybe just win the whole game. Let's find out. Those Dark Riders are going to break before they hit that. Wow, they hung on literally just to hit that, and then they'll shatter. Peter Crossbow's still firing in. Bolt thrower's still firing in. Looks like some... A deckhand's mob got all the way over there. That's a trooper. Fighting to the very end. The Supreme Sorcerer's Fire is very low. Ooh, this is a very close game. It felt Anticity favored for so long, but then I just looked around and realized everything the Vampire Coast had was dead, except for their lord. Which is a big deal. I mean, their lord's the best thing they have. I wonder if she has any summons left. Maybe not. It's been a lot of pistol summons around. Ow, that's a lot of friendly fire damage from that bolt thrower. Thanks, you dick. Maybe you want to put it on single fire? Ouch. Maybe. In the backfield, we have some more repeater crossbows rallying a little bit. Those guys are going to break. Those guys are going to break. Polearms are fighting bleak swords. Bleak swords will win that. Anticity is down to just a lord. Well, just a lord and those polearms. Summons will be the name of the game. Anticity thrown out a GG, must not have any summons left. Must not have had the summons left. One of the handgun mobs getting 1,000 value. The other's struggling a little bit. Deck Gunners, ooh, Deck Gunners got shut down really hard. Handgun Bats did okay. Supreme Sorcerer's Fire got about 1,300 value. Good stuff from her. Little Skirmish Boys paid for themselves. Bolt Throwers got mixed, but overall did well. And the Dark Riders got slaughtered. On the whole. GG, well played. Who's messaging me? What's going on? Iron Sand Desert. Then we need a blocker. We need a score update. And Even Star already picked, so it's Anticity pick. Ent pick 1, band 2. Maps up. Okay, I just got a message for Poland. He needs a practice buddy. Usually that's me. Well, not usually, but frequently. Alright. You allowed to just chill in the forest? Not sure on the rules myself. Even Star... So Even Star, if I remember correctly, was sitting in the forest, but then moved out. So he didn't take the engagement in the forest. And he did have Dark Riders running around the forest. He did have the Dark Riders with Peter Crossbows, his Lord, and the Dark Riders coming out of the forest on the far side. And then they ran over to fight those handgun bats. The Reaper Call bolt throwers were technically not in the forest. They were behind it and shooting over it. So there was a lot of technicalities, but it didn't really end up mattering because Even Star just came out of the forest before Anticity was even in range. So yeah. I mean, if he had sat there and made Anticity come all the way to him, that could have been a problem. Anticity going Skaven. Banning Wood Elves and Greenskins. Bro, he's just going to pick Beastmen. Oh, you're right. It's a different tournament format. Maybe Skaven will be fine. Okay. Seems I was right about you not loving that build. Shush you, Bob Tresh. For Poland, it's fine. What up, dude? Boo for Poland is horrible person for bullying human boy. Yeah, Beastmen are chaos. Probably, like, Beastmen are just more meta right now, so I'm sure Even Star is more practiced on them than chaos, but both are good. Both are good. for Poland. I believe you beat Blackthorn. Good job on Logic Stream. Good job. Let me go back in time. Hold on. Yeah, I'm looking back at it right now. So he was using the attacking row with the Reaper Claw bolt throwers, and then a lot of his army was outside of the woods. If you rewind, you'll see what I'm talking about, in that they were standing behind the woods. They weren't standing in it. And then they advanced up through it. He did have his Dark Riders and Repeater Crossbow Dark Riders in the woods on the right side, but a lot of his Bleak Sword and Dread Spear infantry was behind the forest, standing there. So he was fine. And then he advanced up, like I said. By the time the melee started, he already advanced way outside the forest, so it was fine. Even start hovering the Beastmen. Real human being, that is accurate. That the lawsuit you're filing is accurate and good. Alright, Anticity taking my beloved Skaven. Can he pull out a win versus the dreaded Beastmen? Or will he not? Let's find out. I'm curious what a Skaven build on moderate funds will look like, especially against Beastmen. I mean, you could just get a million chaff, some Poison Wind Globes, Prosper, as the Beastmen just struggle to get in. They will have a Chaos Spawn summon if they take Morgar, or Manticore summons if they take Beasts. You probably need, like, Howling Warp Gale / I don't know, Wolf Rats. That seems like a pretty simple build to pull off. What the fuck am I looking at? Rat Boy likes milk? I'm just gonna pretend that there's no hidden context behind that and say, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Cereal every morning. My protein shakes are usually milk, ice cream, and protein powder. Fuck yeah, dude. Gotta love it. Alright, let's see how Evenstar's build's coming along. Good. He has a Lord and a Hero. He's pretty much done. He's just pretty much done. Summons seem so much more powerful in moderate funds. Yeah, Jeremy, as Houseplant or Killing Smalls love to tell me constantly, it's about percentages. So a 300 gold summon of Clan Rats, or let's say the 800 gold summon of Manticores, with 8,000 funds, that's 10. You're adding 10% value to your army all of a sudden, whereas on 12,000 funds, it's like 7%. So. Rats are as pets are cute, but not Skaven. Aw, that's sad. Rabbits better? Nah, dude. Hard disagree. Rats as pets are just delightful. Delightful, adorable, glorious. Anticity, what am I looking at? What is happening here? Evenstar's ready. Let's go look at his build. Yeah, it looks about right. Anticity, what is this? What is happening? Winning by math? I mean, there's worse ways to win. Come on. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, Anticity. No. No. I'm getting upset. Still not what I wanted, but better. No. Getting angry. I have a rabbit and he's adorable. Oh, she's adorable. Nice. I had a rat when I was a youngin'. They're wonderful. They're such good pets. They, you know, I wear hooded sweatshirts with the pockets in them. They really love to get in the pocket and sit there because it's dark and warm. And they'll just sit there for days while you play games. Occasionally come out to get a little bite of food Yum, yum, yum. Every day I came home when I was a kid, because I had a rat when I was like 12. I would go downstairs, grab Sparky out of their cage, put him on my shoulder, and start playing games. And they would sit up there for a while, eventually move down to the pocket when they want to take a nap, and that was just every day. Every day, bro. Queek plus 2 Ashen Sorcerers? No, so Anticity didn't take any basic Skaven Slaves to fill out his build, and it was pissing me off, making me angry. So we do have... I took the blocker down, right? I thought I did, but there we go. Stream's on a delay, so when I look to the left and I still see the blocker, I'm like, wait. Alright, Grey Seer of Plague on a Bell with just the Clan Rat summon, not the dreaded 13th. And that's the only use of magic here, so that's a little interesting. Packmaster on his Brood Horror with no abilities, just a big terror-causing, regenerating hero. It looks like we have 5 Skaven Slave Slingers, 5 Night Runners, and 4 Wolf Rats with Poison. A very mobile Skaven build. I really wanted him to cut, like, a couple of the Wolf Rats and get some Skaven Slaves. He used to have 2 Poison Wind Mortars with no... So take out all 4 Wolf Rats, give him 2 Poison Wind Mortars, and this was his original build. And I was like, no, don't do this. And he changed it to the Wolf Rats, which is a little better, but I still would have preferred some Slaves just to muck up stuff. Because on the other side, we have 2 Chaos Spawn, Morgar the Shadowgave, Bray Shaman of Wild with Viletide and Bray Scream. Centaur's Throwing Axes, basic Centaurs, and then Gore and Ungore Frontline mixed. So I think Skaven Slave Spears would have been really good just to slow stuff down and to poke at these Chaos Spawn without any armor. But maybe Anticity still got this. Maybe. He is trying to kite pretty hard. Clan Rat Summon already coming out. With no Poison Wind, he might have a little trouble clearing out all this shielded chaff. I think everything here has a shield. Yeah, all this chaff has a shield. Oh, they only have 15 armor, so even these basic slingers are going to do some good damage. Centaur's trying to get involved over here. I think they'll be swiftly met with Wolf Rats and maybe a Packmaster. This Packmaster apparently has other shit going on. It looks like he's going to try to get straight on to this Bray Shaman of Wilds, and he will get a little rear attack. No, he missed him. Where are you going? What are you doing? Alright, you just keep doing Brood Horror stuff, you weird piece of shit. Wolf Rats are taking out this Gore Herd already, and this Ungore Spearman Herd's actually pretty low too. If the Wolf Rats rear charge him with the Night Runners and he takes some pebbles in the face, his leadership will actually break, and that'll take care of him. A summon of Clan Rats is fighting Chaos Spawn. It's a good trade for them. Chaos Spawn are relatively unarmored, and ooh, a nice little Bray Scream there. Doesn't do terribly much damage, and it looks like another Clan Rat summon is coming out, going to run forward and protect the Gutter Runners. Wolf Rats are being pulled up to fight Centaurs, who get a little trapped up in their own Ungore Herd, but that will also blunt the charge on them from these Wolf Rats. Anticity is kiting with these Slingers. Edge of the map is apparently very close. There it is. And the Packmaster is still running around. 1 Wolf Rat unit has routed off. Other than that, Skirmishers are still doing okay. They're shooting the Chaos Spawn pretty happily. Ooh, and that's going to be a very nice Scorch, taking out a bunch of Ungores. Skirmishers are getting caught up by this Bray Shaman of Wilds. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packmaster runs back there and takes care of it, but it looks like the Grey Seer might get a little surrounded here. Unholy Clamor comes down to give the Wolf Rats some leadership before they run off the map, and they need to come back right now, get on top of this Bray Shaman of Wilds, take him out. Also bail out the Grey Seer, because Grey Seer is surrounded by Chaos Spawn, and a summon will actually help him with that a lot, so good for him. Slingers are firing, kiting's happening, and oh, that is a tragedy. Morgar's free summon that kills off a unit came way back here on something that was routing or a summon. And that means those Chaos Spawn are way out of position. They'll have to run for quite a while before they'll be where they need to be. The Bray Shaman of Wilds is getting chased off by Wolf Rats right now. It looks like the Wolf Rats are actually getting pulled to do other stuff. Nope, they recharge into it. This Packmaster on his Brood Horror has actually been doing pretty okay work as a mobile terror-causing piece. Good for him. Slingers are still firing. Chaos Spawn summons are both out, I believe. I saw another one. Looks like them. Or no, something else. Anyway, pretty sure both Chaos Spawn summons are out. We will see. Caster for the Beastmen has been deleted. They are shattered. They will not come back. Packmaster needs to get away from these Chaos Spawn. Don't really want to take that fight. And still kiting for Anticity. Still kiting. Doing his best on this edge of the map area. Iron Sand Desert is very narrow, so it's not really white line camping when he started here and he ended up here. I mean, there's not a lot of places for him to go. Skaven Slave Slingers are shooting at these Chaos Spawn. Those are real. Those are real. I think the unreal one's already faded. I wonder if Morgar has that summon, actually. Because I don't remember seeing another one. Another Skaven summon coming out. Slingers getting very low. Centaurs with throwing axes running around to take care of these Night Runners. But what can kill the Packmaster? Hey, there's the other Chaos Spawn summon we were talking about. Now if they get in, they'll surround the Grey Seer, and this is the death of many a Grey Seer, is being stuck in the middle of a million Chaos Spawn. We can see his health just deteriorate under that prolonged fire. But is it enough? Is it enough for the Beastmen? There's still a lot of Slingers over here with good ammo. They're taking out this other Chaos Spawn. Grey Seer of Plague is pretty screwed at this point. But once that Chaos Spawn summons, there's not a whole lot left on the map for the Beastmen. So even if they take out the Grey Seer here, which they will, and that was a very good play from Evenstar, I don't know if they have the stopping power left to finish this. But yeah, for anybody who wonders why I hate Chaos Spawn so much, it's that. They get very good surrounds on Skaven single entities, and then they beat them to absolute death, and that's the end of that. Alright. Who's messaging me? Is it about this? Nope. I'll check it later. Almost getting a route onto these Centaurs with throwing axes right next to the edge of the map. Anticity is trying to pull away from the edge of the map. Most of his force has come over this way, getting chased around by the Beastmen. And now the leadership is very low. Without the Grey Seer around, they will rout, but maybe these Slingers could carry it, especially once that Chaos Spawn summon goes away. There's really nothing left here. There's one Chaos Spawn here. Like, literally one. Not even a whole unit. Packmaster briefly takes a charge there. And the game grinds to a halt as those Chaos Spawn have died. But Morgar's out of summons. The Beastmen don't have a caster. There's plenty of ammunition. You can get kited out at this point. It's basically Morgar versus the world. The Packmaster can regen and cycle charge as he wants. Skaven could just use Slinger ammo on Morgar, and he only has 15 armor. I mean, he has missile resist, but still. But still. Maybe I want to take out that last Chaos Spawn. It is a source of fear. Really don't want it alive. There we go. It is dead. Centaurs on the far side have rallied, but they're not the Grog Hooves. They're not going to regen. That's pretty fine. Beastmen get a nice little route here. Yes, good route. Centaurs in the back. Not really sure what they're doing out there, but they're thinking about it. Morgar gets charged, and he is not... He doesn't cause terror. He is ITP, but he himself doesn't cause terror. So this Packmaster is largely fine. He won't get a free terror out on him, but oh, if he gets a natural route here, that is going to be 100% the game. And that is it. Army losses will come in. And it's Skaven pulling it back. For Anticity. Going to game 3. That was a weird-ass build. Packmaster actually paid for himself. Good for you, Packmaster. Slingers all largely paid for themselves. Largely. Night Runners didn't pay for themselves, but they did fine. And Wolf Rats largely paid for themselves. For Even Stars, Bray Shaman of Wilds got 1,400 value, which is actually shocking considering he didn't have Traderkin. But he still got the work done, apparently. Other than that, Chaos Spawn, Throwing Axes did fine. Bray Shaman of Wilds will do fine. Dr. Jellyfish, if Bretonia get a 30 thing, then their stupid peasants should be more than 100 gold. Fuck that. Nothing should be cheaper than Skaven slaves. Changed my mind. It's their thing. It's their thing. Zombies should be 200 gold. And that's how I feel. Alright. Why can't I do that? There we go. Blockers up. Anticity bringing us back to 1-1. And it is the rubber match to see who will fight VM Caradoc in the finals. I do need to change the map to Altdorf. Boom. Everybody loves Altdorf outskirts. This is it's just the community's favorite map. It's just everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Oh, stretch. Good stretch. Zombies should be cheaper than Skaven slaves. They don't even feed zombies. If zombies should be cheaper than Skaven slaves, then I don't think they should have so much mass. Because fuck how much mass zombies have. Dude, it's so annoying that nothing can get out of them at all. It sucks. Screw them. Screw zombies. Alright, what do we got here, Ant? Dwarves, Lizardmen, Chaos, Ban, Skaven. That's a smart ban, because he could have just picked Skaven, Ban, Chaos. That's a good ban. What else is good against this? Dark Elves. Ooh, yeah, Dark Elves. No, wait, Evenstar already played them. Okay, sweet. Because Dark Elves, ban Lizardmen is easy. Ban Lizardmen, pick Vampire counts. I suspect Anticity will go Dwarves. Though, maybe Chaos with 6 Skirmish Cav. Okay, maybe Chaos with 6 Skirmish Cav can win this. I'm thinking about it. Because you can still take everything you want as Chaos. You can take your 6 Skirmish Cav, you can take your Lord, and then whatever... Do you even need Chaff to bring you up to the limit? Yeah, you do. Maybe like 1 Marauder, and then you just kite the VC. The VC lose 4,000 gold they want to spend on like monsters and stuff. What kind of tea is it? Thanks, Bubba. I got tea delivered. I also have to go to the bathroom. So I will wait until... Chaos! Yes, I called it! I was right about something for once! Alright, I'll be right back. For Poland, entertain the chat. Also, how's your pneumonia? I'll check when I get back, but stop having pneumonia. Stop it. Sweet lady. Excuse me. Okay, we're back. We're back. What's going on, people? Anybody out there watching League of Legends Worlds? Because it is fucking tough, bro. Game 3 between Evenstar and Anticity. Minimum model count is 300, right? 6. Oh, wow. Wait, no, 200. Minimum model count is 200 because of the moderate funds. So if you take 6 Skirmish Cav at 45 models, 90, 90, 90. That's 270. Yeah. This matchup might not be so bad if the Chaos's entire build is 6 Skirmish Cav. Oh, that's funny. How much gold does that even cost you? It depends on if you take throwing axes or not, I suppose. I'm so curious what this is gonna be like. Anticity's on the screen, so might as well talk about him. I am hosting a tournament for him on Friday. I'll be hosting the gold and bronze divisions of his ranked ladder tournaments, and he will be casting the, I believe, diamond and master tier himself. So he'll get the big show. I'll do the little side thing to help out with some of the casting responsibilities, so he doesn't have to cast 3 tournaments in a row. I can just cast the lower bracketed ones. So that should be fun. Those are always fun. Oh yeah. In this matchup, you 100% want 6 skirmish cav. There's no reason not to. World sucks. EU have 2 wins. So do NA. For now. Well. It's just the China and Korea show. I wonder what Chaos is gonna do. I mean, sorry. What Vampire Council is gonna do with their lessened funds. Because the Chaos game plan's pretty easy. The stuff you cut is the chaff. But the counts kind of need everything. Yeah, Adrian. Did you watch today's games? I haven't seen... I know the results of today. I haven't seen the first 4 games. And I didn't see 100 Thieves versus T1 because I was casting at the time. But I know the results of all of them. What am I talking about? Golf? League of Legends. The other esport I follow. I follow League of Legends, Total War Warhammer 2. That's about it. Yeah, the games today were depressing. Like, there weren't really any comebacks. It was just a lot of... There were like 2 good games in the day, but the other 6 were just, oh, this team started winning, didn't stop winning, and the game ended. Felt pretty bad. Japan's doing well, though, which is exciting. Like, they aren't winning games, but this is their first year that they've even made it to groups, and they were competitive. They had a competitive game today with, I believe it was EDG? They're in the EDG group, right? Yeah. Something good for them. I always like DFM. DFM's really solid. Ari is tight. North America and Europe, though, man, they're struggling. They're struggling. Turin always talked about a World Cup when this game was really popular. Warhammer, that is, about like getting some representatives from each country and having them fight and stuff, but it just never panned out. Now the game's not really popular. Fnatic game was funny. It was pretty funny. Dude, Whippo is a monster. Whippo is smurfing, and the rest of Fnatic's letting him down. Tisty and Evenstar still thinking. Tisty's build's set. Evenstar's figuring it out. The Adrian is back off of your sister's computer, I believe. If I remember that correctly from earlier. Evenstar's still building. Tisty's still building. Are Forsaken good? I forgot if I asked Zero that when I had the interview with him. I should have. I should have if I didn't. Alright, we're ready. Get into this. He's using Angry GF buff to the maximum. Fucking rip. I didn't even know that was a thing. If Angry GF buff was a thing, I need to go be mean to Grace so that I'll get it. And I can win some games. Alright, we're getting into game 3. Anticity versus Evenstar. We can all close our eyes and pretend this is the WWC Finals. ODM versus Evenstar. You need to watch on your phone? Your small screen sucks? No, I'll talk louder. That'll help your screen be bigger. That's how that works. Alright, for Anticity, it's the build we all talked about. 6 Skirmish Cav, 4 Horror Masters, 2... Horse Masters, but... both of the same. 4 Horse Masters, 2 Horsemen. 1 Chaos Chariot, which is interesting. 2 Chaos Marauders, the Summoners of Rage, Dragon Ogres, and a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire on foot? No, he's on horse. No, he's on foot. He's on foot. Is he? Wait. I know Anticity's moving him around to find a place where he can stalk that won't be stream snipeable, but I just need to see if he's on foot. Alright, he's on foot with Burning Head and Flaming Sword. On the other side, we have Hexwraiths, Zombies, Vargulf, Helmengorst, and the entire army moved. Necromancer, also on a corpse cart with Invocation Heck and a zombie summon, and Helmengorst just has the Gaze of Nagash. Double Crypt Horror, double Graveguard with Great Weapon. I think this zombie summon is going to... Not zombie summon. This... The build, the red build, the red and black pew-pew build is going to lose. Calling it. I think the Horse Masters are going to be just way too good. Because the Hexwraiths take decent damage even from non-ethereal stuff because they're weird. But with the Flaming Sword of Ruin being able to cast Skirmish Cav, they're just going to get wrecked. Crypt Horrors are going to be extremely susceptible to this fire. And the only Cav you have in the whole game is this Hexwraith. Yeah. Anticity's got this. I don't want to say that's a fat build diff. It's a dieted build diff. This build diff went to the gym. It's worked out a bit. It's trim. It's proper, but it's still a build diff. In my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not, but I could be. But I'm not. Hexwraiths are chilling. I think if Evenstar knew where the Sorcerer Lord was, he would immediately run him down with those. But for now, Chaos Chariots taking some free charges against zombies, rolling straight through them. Man, I wish the Red Duke had done that for me. Still not salty about that. Cough. Crypt Horrors are going to get just melted by all this Skirmish Cav fire. Oh boy. And that is a decent start for Anticity, though some of his Marauder Horsemen do get caught up on zombies. He has to be a little careful about that, but that's an entire unit of Crypt Horrors just deleted. Maybe they'll get an Invocation of Nehek. They will, and that'll probably keep them alive. Summoners of Rage are chilling, fighting. Once they get their Chain Lightning, I'm sure they'll try to delete one of these Graveguard Great Weapon models. And maybe if they get Overcasted Burning Head support, that'll take all this out, but these Skirmish Cav, man, they're going to be too good. They're going to be too good. Both Crypt Horrors are very low at this point. One already has its healing cap with Insight. Good God. Summoners of Rage. A couple of them are a little trapped up. Maybe they can get dragged down, and that could be a decent pick for the vampire counts here. But Anticity hasn't even used any magic yet, and both Crypt Horrors are already dead. Yikes. Chariot comes back in to try and bail out the Summoners. The Summoners are having a really tough time getting out of here. It looks like they're just going to try and fight to the very end, it looks like, because none of them are making it out of here. Skirmish Cav all still has plenty of ammunition. And Anticity, it looks like the balance power is dead even. Now the Dragon Ogres are getting dragged down. That's good. That's good. It's a good start. It's a good start. Chaos Marauders are moving in a little bit. But this is the whole blob. Summoners of Rage do get off one little cast, and the Vargulf is now coming in. Uh-oh. The thunder effects are too strong. That is a really nice lucky cast, though. It's coming right back into the blob where Anticity wants it. That's a lot of damage. And hopefully the game doesn't crash. Where's that Burning Sword being cast? Ooh, that was kind of a weird miscast. Alright, the Horsemen run back into the Flaming Sword to get the upgrade, and then they'll throw at the Hexwraiths and try to kill them. Though the Summoners of Rage are going to be killed. That's a good pick for the vampire counts, but now a Burning Head coming through as well. Bit of an optimistic cast. I would have liked one to go that way. But it'll do some little poke damage. It'll crumble, and it brings the leadership of the Hexwraith down enough that they actually straight up die. So that's pretty good. So the Cav are gone. Summoners of Rage have routed, but they are routing into friends, so they'll be okay there. We'll see. Sorry, I got distracted by chat while we have this frame rate drop. If the game crashes at this point, like, the balance of power is slightly in Anticity's favor, but I just think, like, the state of the battle is so in his favor that it would feel bad to remake it. So I'm kind of hoping we rally here till we get to a more decisive game point. Because the Crypt Horrors are gone, so it's down to a Vargulf, Helmengorst, and a Necromancer to carry this against all this skirmish cav. I don't see it. I don't see it. Gorst's getting whittled down. Now the Vargulf is running in, and he might be able to get onto this Foot Caster Lord. Maybe, but it looks like he does turn around. More javelins are poking him. And what's over here? Chaos Chariots? Chaos Chariots are killing some zombies. In the back, these zombies are not a summon, so they aren't going anywhere. But we're chilling. Chaos Marauders are killing zombies. Another Flaming Sword of Ruin, just giving fire damage against the Vargulf and his Graveguard. Come on, computers. Hang in there. Hang in there. Vargulf is almost going to get on top of these chariots, but he's going to run out of charge juice pretty soon. Oh, but the chariots hit some trees. Maybe he can catch up to them there. And Helmengorst waddles forward on his throne of rage as he gets speared in the face from a million angles. Now Chaos outnumbers the Vampire Counts, which is not something the Vampire Counts really want. They don't want to be outnumbered. They want to outnumber you. Kiting has begun. As more and more models fall, hopefully the lag will improve as computers have to do less work. Maybe. And as long as Antici doesn't throw at zombies, I think he has good targets. I don't think anything here is a bad target, because Graveguard with great weapons, sure they have 90 armor, but they don't have shields. Bwippo tweeted that he have the best girlfriend, so Fnatic owner replied, wife buff is on. This turned, oh. And then she started to flame everyone for saying girl name to get married. That's lame. And so on. Maybe she has a problem in their relationship and stuff. Weird. Well, whatever makes him play good, I guess. It's hopefully that works out for him. Rip VC, true Void Laws. True. That's true. Sorry. We're just having a bit of lag, and it's a lot of kiting, so I was reading the comments. As more kiting comes in, Vargulf, half health, though probably will heal. Graveguard, great weapons, also trying to heal, but Gorst is getting low. Necromancer's getting lowish. These last couple Summoners of Rage maybe want to fight the Vargulf a little bit, but not much. That was a huge salvo that missed because that Vargulf started moving. This isn't over. If Anticity runs out of ammo, he's going to be pretty fucked. Because the Summoners can't carry at how low they are. Not against that Vargulf. Or the Graveguard with great weapons. So we'll see. We'll see if Evenstar can dodge enough to make it worthwhile. Chariots are trying to kill off these last Graveguard. They are crumbling a little bit. And Vargulf is coming in for a charge. And he's getting things thrown at him. And then the game pauses. And then it unpauses. And then he gets things thrown at him. Every one of those javelins that misses hurts Anticity a lot. So we have to be careful about that. He really wants to take out Gorst. Graveguard, they did get an Overcast Invocation to heck. They're still crumbling a little bit. And that is good damage over time. Marauders are fighting them. Ooh, beautiful chariot charge there. Really going to whittle them down. These other Graveguard with great weapons are catching up to some Marauders. Where are those Marauders in the back? They're fighting zombies? Okay, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. Summoners of Rage are going to get dragged down. Looks like they're fighting to the last man. What are you on about? Some League player has a feminist girlfriend? I was just reading Adrian's comments. I don't know. It's just drama in an entirely different game than the one we're watching. It's juicy drama, but I probably shouldn't engage in it. I'm sorry. Void Laws rip VC? True. Though maybe not just yet. We're down to 2 Summoners of Rage. More Javelins are coming in at this Vargulf, but a lot of them are missing. A lot of them are aiming really high. Though this is going to be really bad. Helm Gore's taking all that damage. Could be nail in the coffin. Alright, he's dead. That took a long time, but finally they got some good volleys onto him. Some good volleys onto the Vargulf. There was a long time there where stuff was missing, but they stopped missing now. Though they do just drill their own horsemen as I say that. Necromancer's still fighting, still has summons, still healing up the Vargulf a little bit. And the Necromancer's actually the one with the Invocation to Heck and the summons, so maybe he was the better lord all along. But without Gore's Mortis Engine plus the leadership debuff, nothing routes, but it will crumble even easier. And that'll probably be the game for Anticity. Yeah. Vargulf is shattering. Without that, I think that'll be game, because we have a quite dead unit of Graveguard, an almost gone unit of Graveguard, and a Necromancer versus the world. And ladies and gentlemen, it's the quote on this channel, the world is, in fact, a big place. Well played by Evenstar, though. It was a banger of a series. Alright. We did it. GG, well played to both players. But Anticity did win with the dreaded 6 Skirmish Cav. And we'll go on to fight Caradoc, who is on my friends list, so he will be quite easy to locate. Skirmish Cav doing the work of the gods. Dragon Ogre's actually got 2,100 value. For the other side, not much value. They couldn't really catch anything. GG, well played. I'll invite Caradoc, and we'll get on with it. I know he's on my friends list. There you are. There you are. All right, finals time. Finals is still a best of 3 though, so we're gonna slam it out. Anticity, back to 0. I take away your points. You lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Then we have VM, Caradoc. ODM versus VM in the finals. 2 no-name clans that no one's ever heard of, but they're on the rise. They're on the rise. Caradoc's here. I gotta pick 3 maps, don't I? I saved Oakenhammer, so let's start with that. Oakenhammer, Eshin, I also saved. And then I'm out of ideas. Karak, Asgal. Caradoc will start. Alright, Oakenhammer, Eshin, Karak, Asgal. Good maps. Good maps. No one can get mad at me. I will not be shouted at this day. We have 24 people watching. That's pretty good for us, honestly. We're normally shit tier as far as stream goes. I lived in my own little corner of YouTube. I know, ODM versus VM. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? If anybody cares, the $20 for today's prize pool was donated by our own Jeremy. Thanks to him for doing that. It's very nice. Increases the amount I can offer by quite a bit, because these things cost a lot of money over time. Shit adds up. Caradoc's going to start with the Beastmen banning both vampire factions. Smort. Smort. See what Anticity counterpicks. Did we have lag in the Caradoc side of this? It was Caradoc versus Zyphos. I don't remember any lag. I think it was fine. So hopefully Caradoc and Anticity can manage it between their computers. $24. Damn, you joined as the 13th one. 13th is the lucky number. Anticity's going Empire. All right. We're seeing a bunch of different shit today. I guess I don't watch Anticity stream a ton. I pop in from now and then and say hi to him, but I don't sit and watch a bunch. I don't know his factions besides I know he plays Coast. So maybe I shouldn't be surprised he's playing Empire, but still. Ah, this mint tea is delicious. It's raining here in Minnesota for the first time in like 70 years. We've had a dry as hell summer. And now that the farmers want the corn to dry, it rains. So I'm sure they're a big fan of that. Round of applause for Rich Man Jeremy, true champion of the community. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, he sent me $20,000, but I'm only going to pass $20 along to the rest of you, because that's just capitalism, my friends. Let's see the drought map for Minnesota, if Rochester's still in it. Part of our county is, so maybe Rochester is. It's been a tragic year, my dudes. It's been a tragic year. Hey, the world's rebroadcast of League of Legends currently has 857 people watching. We have 24. It's close. It's close. We are almost as popular as the world's championship. Can I get a hell yeah? Who's messaging me? Luca sent me a friend request. Hi, Luca. Hi, Luca. What was I trying to check? Oh, yeah, Twitter. Dude, it's hard, man. It's hard to get YouTubers to answer their fucking messages. I'm trying to market my board game stuff right now, and it's the hardest shit in the world. People never answered their messages on Twitter, YouTube, Gmail. Even distribution companies, which is literally their whole job, is to take board games from producers and sell them to stores and make profit off of other people's efforts. Even them, they're just so slow about answering their emails, and when they do, they just put in no effort whatsoever. Basically, board game shit's been frustrating, but we're getting there. I'd rather have 24 people from this community than the degenerates from the League scene. I'm a degenerate from the League scene. Wah. Anticity's ready. Is Caradoc. His build has enough units in it that it looks right. Oh my fucking god. Alright, Anticity. I can't tell if he's memeing at this point. I just don't know. Chosen One. If Chosen One's still here, avert your eyes. I don't think he'd be happy with what we're about to watch. Cyrus trolling me again. Damn. The bastards. Rusty, you play League? Do you currently play League? If you do, you should talk to Contende. He has a fun group of people that play every so often. If I see them on and I'm playing a game before bed, I'll try to catch them. Because when I'm going to bed at like 11 o'clock Central North American time, there's no one on Anticity Ladder. So I queue up and no one matches into me, and then I just play League for a bit. If yes, you're gonna let the bell scream. I will answer that when I feel like it. Massimilian D. Yeah, I'll answer that after this game. For Anticity, we have 5 Free Company Militia, 4 Pistoliers, 2 War Wagons, a Light Wizard with only net, and Boris Toddbringer in the sky. It's a kite build. Oh, God. Okay. On the other side, for Caradoc, we have Torax, the Brass Bull. I changed the names, right? Yep, good. We have 2 Razor Gore Herds, Bray Shaman of Wilds with Traderkin. We have Gore Herds with shields, with Spearmen with shields. The Grog Hooves, so the regenerating ROR axe throwers, and that's it for that force. Oh yeah, moderate funds. I think Dactor mentioned it earlier, but it's really hard when there's moderate funds. You're just like, where's the rest? I think Anticity's going to win this. I think he's just going to kite them, and I think they're all going to die. It's going to be very horrible. You limit yourself to a best of 5 a day. Yeah, I haven't played seriously on League in a while either. For like 5 years I played seriously, and then I burnt out. And now when I went back, I just play like Blitzcrank or Lee Sin and troll Contende. Which is fun in its own right. Contende takes it like a boss. He's just super chill. Anticity memed one Russian into oblivion, so he tries to repeat this process. Gotta get in those Panzer model hours. They waiting on me? No need to wait for me if you are. Alright. And as for Massimilian D, are you going to play Age of Empires 4? If yes, you're going to let the bell scream. I don't know if there are bells in that game that scream. Are there? And also, has Age of Empires released yet? Okay. Looks like their beta is currently limited, so I don't have access to it. When I have access to it, probably. Probably. I love strategy games. Most of this community kind of cares about Age of Empires a little bit, so it wouldn't be off topic. And it would buy me some time between this and Warhammer 3, but I'll probably still do Warhammer 2 tournaments until 3's out. So, the answer to your question, as soon as it's publicly available, yes. I got to Diamond, and now I care about playing anymore, because that was my goal. Yeah, dude, I got to Diamond, and that was super fun. And then when you fall out of Diamond or have to start a new season, it just sucks. Like, no games feel worth it. Everything sucks. It all sucks. Oh, the town cell banner. Yeah. Doesn't that call your peasants back? Or is that different in 4 than 3? Because if so, my peasants wouldn't get a lot done if I keep calling them. Alright, as for this game that we're actually focusing on, though, Free Company Militia are going to tee off on these Chaos Warhounds that are almost going to get on the Pistoliers until they get netted by the Light Wizard. Ouchies. And that is an AoE net, so if these Razor Gores run in there, I think they get netted too, right? Oh, their center of their unit model barely stayed out. These Free Company Militia are going to get wrecked. The other Free Company Militia might hold okay. And it looks like Boris will be there to bail them out. But the kiting has begun. Beastmen are in really tough shape with all this kiting. But the Empire is falling a little bit behind in the balance of power because Beastmen do Beastmen things and balance of power lies to you. Never believe the balance of power, but Boris is going to rout off these Centaurs by rear-charging them with his terror-causing presence, and they will be largely okay. Now, the Free Company Militia across the board have been taken down. Yeah, they're not having a great time at all. But the Free Company Militia also really aren't the part of this build that matters. Not really. They're just the chaff. They're the chaff with pistols. I wouldn't have hated seeing just Empire Swordsmen here either, but Anticity's going to Anticity. Rear charge from the Pistoliers comes in, and with Boris, those Ungor Spearmen Herd are not long for this world. They most certainly run. Run, flee. Run, flee for your lives. Pistoliers are going to chase off the Centaurs a little bit. War Wagons are still kiting around, doing good damage to the Bray Shaman of the Wilds, but ooh. Alright, good net coming in from Anticity, because these Razor Gores with their armor-piercing values could actually wreck those War Wagons quite a lot. Boris is back in the sky, but where is he going to go? What is he going to do? What will he see when he goes there? Are the Pistoliers off in the distance over here? Still chasing down Razor Gores. How are we doing on model counts? Anticity's lost about 2/3 of his models. Other side's lost about 1/3. So model counts-wise, the Beastmen are winning. But I don't know if that's going to be enough for them. Everything's so tattered. Boris is very healthy. Now, Boris can't fight Torx all on his own, so that will be a big problem, actually. He needs the guns to do that for him. Racer Gores did get onto the war wagons. Look at him taking that damage. Look at him go! Pistolier's trying to fight off more angry pigs. But the Beastmen maybe can do this, though this is actually looking a little scary. These Razor Gores are going to get terror routed off by Boris, or just naturally routed. Either way, and the edge of the map's right there, so if they run past the war wagons, that'll be big trouble for them. The Grog Hooves are also going to run, and that could be huge for the state of this game. There were Pistoliers down here somewhere. There they are. They finished chasing out those pigs. They do have to come back. Otherwise, they will not be of much use. Ah, the Grog Hooves do rally just on the very edge. Dogs terror out before even getting into melee combat. And it looks like the war wagons are desperately trying to finish routing those guys off while Torx is on top of them. That could be bad, because these war wagons are what's needed to take out Torx in late game. Grog Hooves do route. Razor Gores are rampaging. Gore Herds with shields are also hopping in there, but they're quite low on leadership as well. Pistoliers are running out of ammo. Free Company Militia are getting quite low. And here we are at the edge of the map. War wagon shooting. Terror routes coming in. Natural routes maybe even coming in. What are these rampaging pigs going after? I'm very confused. Alright. A unit has been wiped out, apparently. Torx is chasing off one of the war wagons. The other war wagon's actually running low on ammunition. The Light Wizard only has a net. I don't know what at this point he's going to net that would have that great of an effect. These two are going to route off the map, probably. Probably. Free Company Militia we saw over there did get chased off, or just killed by those pigs. These Pistoliers have no ammo. These Pistoliers have very little ammo. And what will kill Torx? That is the big question of the day. I think all the ammo you have left should just go into Torx the Brass Bull. Yeah, he's going to be a problem. Okay, Loopy saying medium fun tourneys really distills armies and meta down to the purest of cheese. And it's in beta, which seems kind of meh. Jeremy, I watched Ice Power play so drunk he forgot he had streamed the night before. He played better than me tryharding. That's true. War wagons! I agree, you were just asking for the memes. I just love watching Total War Warhammer 2, and you'd love to watch and play 3. Alright, looks like something's actually happening, so I can focus on the game again. But I caught up on some of the messages. Pistoliers do get Traderkin. It's not overcasted. Hopefully for them they won't lose any models. And it looks like a net's coming down onto the Bray Shaman of Wild, so he is stuck fighting Boris. But now Boris is also stuck fighting all these things. He needs a rear charge from these Pistoliers. With their ammunition and with a rear charge debuff, he could maybe get Boris out of the sticky situation. And some terror routes do come in. Good for you, Boris. Good for you. But you need to get this guy. Go, 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 go. Run, 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 run. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Torx is here. And the Razor Gores aren't going anywhere, so he's having a hard time getting out. And Torx is putting the slap down on him. Look at him getting stunned up. Side charge from these Pistoliers. Maybe trying to route off some stuff. This Light Wizard is a decent melee combatant. He actually might want to get involved here, if possible. Pistoliers with a little bit of ammo left. Trying to find what to shoot at, but the answer is Torx. Uh-oh. Traderkin hits all 3 of these units. The war wagons got very trapped up, and that could be a huge loss for the Empire. Ouch. Ouch, Bibbles. Boris is going to rear charge this Bray Shaman, take him out, take him to Poundland, as Turin would say, but I don't know if that matters at this point. What can kill Torx? Nothing. That's what. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Boris is getting beat up. Boris getting slapped. And if he breaks, that's it. Oh, fuck. And Ticity lost. G to the G. I think without the Free Company Militia, he would have won. They just didn't get to do anything. I mean, that being said, they did okay, but still think Spearman would have done a little bit better for him. Pistoliers did okay. War wagons did okay. Boris did fine. Torx got 1,500 value. Caster got 1,200. Oh boy. That's a lot of damage in this format. And the Razor Gores did well. Good for them. Grog Hooves did okay. But it's mostly Torx and his caster. GG, well played. Eshin and Carrick Asgal, huh? Ashen. Gotta go get the blocker, put it up there. Put the score, it's Caradoc 1. But Anticity's been down before. And pick band 2. Map is set. Lore-wise, shouldn't Boris be irreducible against Beastmen? I mean, he's good, but he got his ass kicked by Khazrak once. Then he kicked Khazrak's ass a different time. And in the end, he kills Khazrak, but he does die to just generic beastmen, so... I mean, he dies to them. Anticity hovering Vampire Coast? Probably gonna play it. Probably. A''S semicolon LGKHJ. I really hope Warhammer 3 gives multiplayer some love. It's pretty much an afterthought, it seems, at this point. Pretty amazing how cool the competitive scene is regardless. And then Jeremy is saying there could be some very simple changes in multiplayer and just add some different options for the community when they are doing tourneys like this. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry. Yeah, I think Total Warhammer 3 will be good. I'm hoping the multiplayer scene will be good. It's kind of cool, though, when a community just makes their own. It's not ideal, but it is cool to see it come together. Because we did make our own rules, made our own maps. Anticity even made a whole ladder for us when Quick Battle wasn't good enough, so... This community's done a lot on its own. It would be nice to have at least different game modes so you could have, like, Capture the Point or Sieges work better than just always 1v1 me, bro. Intensity, I hear you like guns. That's intensity for you. VC versus VP. I like this matchup usually. It's fun. 0, we are the Senate. We are. We are. 0, I forget if I asked you or not in our Chaos interview, but are Forsaken bad? I feel like they're good, but then I don't see them do that well. They do well against Skaven, but most things do. It is a battle of the undead to see if Anticity can stay in this series. Oh, and so far, his build is looking intense. It's literally a blank page. Oh, he picked his first unit. It's this one. You can see it on the far right. He has this one. This is Silver Lining for sure. It's how much effort people have put into making it competitive by working out rule sets and hosting tourneys and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Well, it's funny that I started this channel because at the time, when I started this back in May, I didn't even start a YouTube channel. I started a Discord server because I wanted to host tournaments that could be fun because like everybody and their mother was just doing regular, serious tournaments in King of the Hills, and that was it. That was the limit of our community. That was all we could do. And I had a bunch of ideas, but no one really wanted to host someone else's tournament. You know what I mean? So then I ended up just making a channel where I could do it myself. And then the bad patch came, and then Turn went quiet for a really long time, and he still hasn't hosted a tournament in a good minute here. Because he's doing Age of Empires and other stuff, and Warhammer viewership's down, so he's just doing other things with his channel. Logic and Rubber Duck haven't hosted a Battle Mania or a Death Before Dishonor in a bit. I think they're both in playoffs mode or something. I don't know. Rusty, I'll link you. But anyway, so I made a channel for fun builds, and then like a million casters appeared. Robane appeared. Live, playlists, interviews. 0. Link. Link. Boop, boop. Boom. Much appreciated, great content. You love the faction-specific Q&As as well. Well, some of those faction reps are in this chat. Zero was there for Chaos, and Anticity's on our screen right now. He was my Vampire Coast guest. Chosen One was in the chat earlier. He was just on the Skaven stream with us. A good bunch of dudes. But yeah, so I wanted to host a bunch of cool things that I felt the community wasn't doing. And then it feels like as soon as I started doing that, and it's not like because of me, it's just a lot of people had the same idea at the same time. Because BBB Cool Umbrella started doing his sub-faction speedruns, which are dope. I never have the time to play in them, unfortunately, but they are dope. If you have the time, go play in those. Those are sweet. Logic started doing his Shortbeard tournament, which is great. It's a great thing for new players. I've heard rumblings that some people are even doing the Civil War stuff I've been doing elsewhere. Heir of Carthage took, I'd say took in a nice way, my AI ally idea, and he's been running that on his channel, so it's just like, it's nice to see some love going into the seam. You love it. You love it, you love it. Alright, zombies, crypt ghouls, Graveguard Great Weapon, zombies, and crypt ghouls for Caradoc. We have a single corpse cart is the basic variant that gives melee attack and melee defense. Double White King, Isabella von Karstein in the sky with her Blood Chalice. Master of Beguilement? Stop it. Master of Beguilement, Raised Dead, Von Hell's Dan's Macabre, and Invocation of Nahek. A single Vargulf and some Fellbats. This is an infantry melee rush with vampire counts. You don't get to see it very often. Or ever. I'm very curious how it'll work. For Anticity, we have Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs with polearms, basic Deckhand mobs, one Cyrene unit, the Lamprey's Revenge Regenerating Crabs, double Gunnery White, both with Scab Scraith, and Vampire Fleet Admiral of polearms with vampires. He only has Invocation Attack, no summons. I am extremely concerned about the vampire counts. I don't know what's going to kill these crabs. There's one Vargulf. One Vargulf has to kill all of that, and the double Gunnery White can actually probably fight him pretty easily. Am I watching this game for less than 2 months? What was the bad patch? The bad patch is the one before the Silence and the Fury came out. Well, wait, actually, no, sorry. It is... When the Silence and the Fury just came out, it was the bad patch because there were so many bugs and issues. Like, area of effect bugs affected things outside of their circle. Certain spells didn't work at all. If you stuttered, if someone was casting a fireball or a spell like fireball and you stuttered them, they would cast it again for free. And that could keep happening. So, like, sometimes casters would cast up to 3 or 4 fireballs in a row and just delete a lord instantly. It was wildly inconsistent. And in the competitive scene, consistency is key, because the problem with bugs is that they don't always happen, if that makes any sense. And then it's like, well, you can't plan your strategy around, all right, so I'm going to position my guy, and he's going to fire 4 fireballs in a row, and I'm going to kill his lord. And it's like, well, that's fucking great. And also, chariots were largely busted, so they could stack inside of each other. So imagine, I mean, these aren't chariots, but these gunnery crabs could stand inside of each other and both, like, attack at the same time and do that kind of thing, which made unit surrounds just weird. There was a bunch of really fucked up things with that patch, which they fixed recently, and now the game's better, but there was a while that a lot of the top-tier competitive players just stopped playing because it wasn't fun for them. Yeah. Anyway, focusing on this game, there's just been a bit of poking, a bit of advancing. Gunnery Whites are shooting these Graveguard Great Weapons, actually doing a lot of damage to them. Kind of surprised they're not shooting at Isabella or the Vargulf, but I guess the Graveguard are easier targets to hit. Really hard to juke with infantry. Lamprey's Revenge, diving in, killing some zombies. Cyrene's just moving up a little carefully, though I don't see any amazing magic damage that can kill them. Ooh, Scab Scraiths. Okay, there's 2 Scab Scraiths they will have to be very careful of, but otherwise they'll be okay. Master of Beguilement, lowering the melee attack of the Lamprey's Revenge. Kind of surprised they still have 8. They have some high melee attack, but they can lose 40 and still have any left over. And Anticity is advancing. Sirens are going to go fight the Graveguard, and I'm sure he knows how that goes. I actually don't. I don't think I've ever seen that specific matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bunch of Scab Scrates here. Yep. Goodbye, Sirens. That was both Scab Scrates. You can see it's super thick, so both Scab Scrates were cast at once. Immediately an invocation attack's going to come and try to bail them out. And the Vampire Fleet Admiral, with his halberd, is in here fighting the Vargulf, and somehow he traded effectively there and is now going to run away. Fellbats are surrounding this Gunnery Wight and tickling him. He doesn't really care. He's chilling. And these polearms are going to run up, kill those Fellbats, and be fine. Now the other Scab Scrates are coming in. It looks like they're targeting mostly Crypt Ghouls. Those low-armored models will take a lot of damage. And over here, the Vargulf is slapping some Lamprey's Revenge along with the double White Kings. Now, how else is this battle going? Graveguard's Great Weapons got on top of the Fleet Admiral. Where's the second Scab Scrate for Anticity? I guess he used it on these zombies, but it feels like a waste if that's true. There is a zombie summon coming in from the vampires. Vampire counts, I guess I should say. And Lamprey's Revenge is trying to pull away, getting a little bit of healing, but most of their models are still trapped back here, so they're really not going to pull away that effectively. Where are the Gunnery Wights? Double Gunnery Wight pulling away. Maybe going to go fight some Crypt Ghouls. And while I was worried about the Vampire Count's stopping power against the Crabs, I was now starting to worry about the Vampire Coast's stopping power against anything. This build is low damage, to say the least. Now, a beautiful Scab Scrape did take out a bunch of those Crypt Ghouls, and I'm wondering where the next one will go, or what the plan is here. These Graveguard with Great Weapons have got to be reaching their healing cap soon, and oh no, this could be huge. Vampire Fleet Admiral Polearms is caught out. The Lamprey's Revenge run in immediately to try and save him, but he is fighting double White King and the Vargulf and Graveguard with Great Weapons. That is a bit of a tragedy, and Tistin needs to get him out of there. It looks like he is doing his best to run. That was a big old charge. Overcasted Invocation to Heck comes down. A Scab Scrape from I don't know who kills a bunch of stuff up there. I think both players are just done with that area in particular. Another Scab Scrape comes down. We have 4 of them in this game, and it's very confusing who's trying to cast what. Now the Polearms Fleet Admiral did get away, and this overcast on himself doesn't seem to have affected him too much, but a zombie summon's coming in behind him, and this boy has to be very careful. I don't particularly know what the Gunnery Wights are doing. I know they're a little mucked up in the Fellbats, but I'm curious what their objective is over there. Lamprey's Revenge, healing cap is in sight, and they are very injured. Everything on that hill just disappeared, so we can pretend to fight never happened up there. These Crypt Ghouls won it, but they're so exhausted afterwards they're just going to die under their own weight. So good for them. Anticity is falling a little behind on the balance of power. These Graveguards' healing cap is within sight, but unfortunately the Master Beguilement are also having trouble. Anticity's throwing out the GG, well played. And he will forfeit. Alright. Or worse, EU4. Yeah, EU4 I heard had a bunch of problems. Europa Universalis 4. Unfortunately, double Scab Scrape just killed those Sirens outright. Gunnery Wights were doing fine, but they ran out of chaff. Isabella von Karstein, 100 value. White Kings, about 600 apiece. Graveguard with Great Weapons actually managed to pay for themselves. And the Vargulf was well on his way to doing so as well. And Caradoc will win it! GG, well played! Caradoc is our winner for today. Congratulations to him. Thank you, Anticity, Evenstar, and Xiphos for playing such great games. But we have our winner for today. Thank you everybody else who played today as well. It was a fun one. It was a fun one. I'm just updating challenge so that I can end this tournament the official way. Boom. Alright, end the tournament. Go. That is it, I think, for Evenstar. Not Evenstar. Caradoc. Yep, those two. Le GG. You could play EU4 for 100 hours and never realize there was a bug. The game is so massive and complicated to begin with. It was BO3 finals. Pirate Kings lost all pirate games. That's true. Thanks for playing. Anticity's gone. Caradoc's here. I will message you on Discord. And for everybody who showed up today, we had pretty good viewership today, so thank you all for showing up. That was nice of you. Y'all are chads. Alright. GG. I'll see you around. I don't have a stream tomorrow. I have a stream on Friday for Anticities tournaments, so maybe see you then.